Hey guys, Eli39 here, and we're back with another Doki Doki Literature Club. So this is episode 3 of the DDLC series, and I know it's been a little while since I've recorded. As you can see, May 16th. It's June 21st now. By the time you're seeing this, it's probably the 22nd. Or later, if you don't, hit that notification button. Yeah, you gotta hit that notification button. So, yeah, it's been a while because I had a lot of stuff going on, like school finals and soccer. If you didn't see my Twitter post about winning the championship, you should go check out my Twitter and, follow me at Eli39YT. So, yeah, it's been a while. Well, let's get back into it, shall we? Oh, already into the sad stuff, man. Okay. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over, too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely gonna have a great time tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri's already at the door. Yuri? Thank goodness. You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting for a long time? No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell. You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. I think it's because she has no friends to text, so she never texts. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Yeah, pretty much. At least I'm sure it will be fine. I take Yuri to my room. Ah, yeah. Here's where the magic happens. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. It's so clean. I cleaned it before you came over, so that's very considerate of you to do. No. I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here. Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean. That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there! I snatched Yuri's wrists, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. I wonder what was in the desk drawer. I wanted to know. Was it stuff to pleasure myself with, or was it manga? I don't know. I wish I wanted to see. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out. It's fine, it's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started? Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements. Atmospheric enhancements? Those are big words. Mood lighting, aromatherapy candles. Oh wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Intense? I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. No. It's something that I like about you, actually. What? No, I like Natsuki. Is that so? That makes me feel relieved. And kind of happy. Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax? I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah? Like what? Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use these candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you? Yeah, that'd be pretty neat, except for the fact that we'll probably light the school on fire, because we're going to have a lot of people crammed into a tight space. But oh well. What's that wooden thing, though? Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy? Not familiar at all. Ah, is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Contributors. Depending on the oils or herbs you use, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole on the top. Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for? This is a Jasmine Essential Oil. It smells a little sweet and flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing our poems? It does sound suitable. But you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get? Yeah, I got it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them. Oh yeah? What will those be used for? Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside. That's really creative. I had no idea you'd be this good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. It's from the excitement of being with me. Here's a marker, Eli. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. Alright. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, do my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. Eh? The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. That's a Boy Scout pocket knife. It looks really fancy. Haha. Well, embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're gonna think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is. Oh, that's mine. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know? If you promise you won't be weirded out. Yeah, I promise. Alright. right. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. It's kind of weird. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. Can't help what? Can't help cutting? I don't know what it is. A combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe. Ooh, what am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. Oh, I'm thinking you're weird. You're laughing at me. No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. Well, I think it kinda suits you. Suits me? Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Don't do that! Don't do that, it's bad. It's probably really sharp if she's into knives. Ow! Eli, why did you do that? I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all. It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh, how do you know that? How do you know that? It's like really weird. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. How hard did I poke my finger? Jeez. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. Uh-oh. If you're squeamish, I'll go off and wash it off now. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. It's so weird! Why? I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Ooh yeah, I'm into that kind of stuff. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Why would you do that, Elias? That's some good stuff right there. You get some of that, Yuri. Oh wait, that's right. We like Natsuki. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri. That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird, and it took me by surprise. But I guess she was just trying to help, right? No, it was really weird. No, you should not let her, don't give her the benefit of the doubt. It's nasty. Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. No, she's not. Ooh. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Try the rest of her life. Alright, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyway. Uh-oh. I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Ew! It's nasty! She's got, like, juices on it from what we're gonna find out later. Eli? Did you really just do that? Now we're even. Nope. It's nasty. Why? Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Eli. Yuri giggles shyly. Oh, I am weird, but I'm not that weird. That's nasty. That's like super nasty. Eh? Yuri calling me weird? Yeah, I know, right? Like, what? Okay. I have no response to that. Where do you keep your bandages? I don't think I need one, actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, it already stopped bleeding. Might not have been a tiny cut. I just have really good platelets. They're so big, they're massive. They can cause a blood clot any day, any minute, any second. It's just the biggest. They're massive. They're like 3 inches in diameter. They're huge. I see. It's relieving. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. Make progress? It's kind of weird to say for paper, but okay. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected, and it will be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great! Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it! What do you got in mind? I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets. That's right. Yeah, the paint tablets. What paint tablets? One of the items Yuri asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. Watercolor? That's lame. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us? No, of course not. 6 cups of water. Got it. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Oh, just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it would be too diluted. What? Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-sized glasses. Yeah, I wouldn't use glasses either, because, you drink out of them, and you're putting paint in them. It's watercolor, but still, it's paint. I don't know when this is set, there's a TV, but a computer. But I don't know when this is set, so they could be using lead paint still. I don't know. I'll put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, and then bring it back into my room. Yuri? Yes? I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, putting it back over her arm. Ooh boy! Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. That's kind of a red flag. You better kick her out of the street now, before you find out what she does with your items. She's like cutting herself there, probably. It's nasty, and she should stop. You should go to therapy. If any of you are cutting, that's bad. You gotta go to therapy. Cutting is bad. It may relieve the pain of suffering. I don't know. But it's bad. You gotta go to therapy. You'll die. Actually, you might die if you bleed out, or if you get an infection and don't get antibiotics. So yeah, don't do it. It's bad. Therapy. No, not at all. There's nothing wrong. So let's mix it right. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups. So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for a sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Neat. What are you gonna write? Well, it will be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide for when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. I'm sorry if this feels too childish. No, I didn't mean this at all. It's kind of fun, you know? Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself, for me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to. I just like when I can spend time with one other person. Even if it's something simple like reading, it doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes me feel like a little bit nicer. I think that it's... Man, I can't talk today. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can't understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, or simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. Yeah, it is pretty nice to talk about your stuff to people. Yeah. Although it is nice to play games with people as well. That's why I play War Thunder. Hey, you guys should play War Thunder. It's out on Xbox now. Or at least it almost is. As of June 21st, 2018. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over to the banner to grab an unused paintbrush. But I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Oh no! Yeah! Sorry. Yuri reels back, and I lift my hand up in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me. It's not your fault. Your face. There are little droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face? Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel, then I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel down in front of her. Oh yeah! Nice different scene, picture, I don't know, background, sure. Here. I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Is something wrong? It's hot, I just didn't expect it. Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Uh-oh. Wait. Just for a little longer. It feels really nice. Yeah, is the least thing that you should be saying. That's super weird! I keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Yeah, what is happening? This is weird. Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Hold on, I'm gonna do this for a thumbnail. Thumbnail F12. Yeah. Okay. Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrist send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a minute ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry. I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. I guess it's not fine. It's not fine at all. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movement seems clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. Boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. That should do it. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. You gonna add the ladder in now? Not yet. He needs to try first. That's true, but won't that take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here. Then you can bring it in the morning. Then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Whoops. No, not auto. Is that okay? That's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. Phew! You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? No, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we would have a little extra time after finishing the work. Why? For what? Well... Yuri thinks to herself. I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is, we got everything done, right? Yeah. So... I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in relaxed environments. But that doesn't mean that this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem, I was glad I was able to help. Okay, so we didn't have the pen thing, which, I don't know. We didn't get the pen thing. So, basically the pen thing, which is what I was trying to get, is where she pulls out a pen, I think, or something like that. And I don't know, she's got a pen, and she does stuff with it that's nasty. And it's my pen, so there's my juices on my pen, my body juices on my pen, yes. And then she sticks my said pen with body juices on it in her area bits, her girl bits, which is nasty. Like, no, that's nasty. Don't do that. Whoops. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. Yum yum. Apple cinnamon Cheerios, the best kind of Cheerios. I will. Well then, Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait! I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over. Or we can hang out somewhere. I forgot. You don't like going out that much. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Oh, I did stumble over my words. That makes sense. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Eli. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. Ew! Ew. Oh, hello. I kind of like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? I don't even get a chance to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Was I gonna kiss her? That's nasty. Oh! Sayori. Eh? Hi, Eli. Sayori! Just now, we weren't... It's okay, Eli. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I was already on my way to leave. Aw, really? That's too bad. I'm sorry, but we'll all be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right? Of course! Sayori beams. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hustles off. Sure, hustles, not hurries. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was really being mean to me. So I had to come here and see for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Yuri, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Eli? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true, Eli. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm gonna be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But... Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Eli. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori, it's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. And I did this to myself. Eli, I like you so much that I want to die. No, you don't want to die. Nope, you don't want to do that. And that's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always want to know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. And that's what I'm going to give you. A kiss! Oh. Sayori. I love you. You'll always be my dearest friend. Well, I don't love you. I love Natsuki. So you'll always be my dearest friend. You'll always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like when they've always For things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise that I'll help get things back to the way they were. I see. Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression. Ahaha. Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this. Sayori. It's okay. This is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just wanted to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Eli. I trust you with anything. Anything at all. So... Sayori smiles, finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Sayori! I'm left helplessly, standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. I think there is some more that you could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they are. The way they were, not are. I'm gonna give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend, and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. It's not too much. You should go in her house. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. Is it bone dry? She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Eli, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. No, she'll be oversleeping forever now. You'd think that on days like this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Ha ha ha! You should take a little responsibility for her, Eli. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know. Ah, no! 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 Ah, no! That's a funny joke. Left her hanging this morning. Hee hee hee! Hee 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 hee! Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? It makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, alright? Yep. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Oh yeah. Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Oh yeah, you should be chillin' in Cedar Rapids after hearing that one. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. That's a good job, Monica. I like it. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Percent! Get out of my head! 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 Get out of my head before I do what I know what is best for you! Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me! Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you! Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem! But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Ooh! That's a special one. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Eli? What's wrong? Nothing. Nothing at all. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. I wonder why. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna get Sayori, so see you later. Well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her out to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and that's what I want for her to give her. Well, whatever. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Boopy-dee-boop. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on the door. Uh-oh. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. You don't want to! You don't want to! More than you think! Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? Oh yeah, sure. But she really leaves me no choice. Bing bong! Oh, I gently open the door. Bing bong! Sayori! Ah! 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 Oh! This is new. Ah! 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 See, the joke that Monica did really left us hanging. Like the hanging thing, get it? Cause, you know, Sayori's hanging. Yeah, that's a funny one. Get it? Cause suicide. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best, and that everything will be okay. Then why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I go wrong? Turning down her confession? That has to have been what pushed her over the edge. Push me to the edge! All my friends are dead! Her agonizing scream still echoes in my ears. You know, the ah! In the street. Remember that? Yeah. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Oh, but on the contrary, my friend, it is a game where you can reset and do something different. Although Monica messes that up. I've said too much. That's some spoilers. I had only one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. That's lame. Oh, hello. Doki Doki! Yeah! What's up? Doki Doki! What's up with this? There's something different here. I don't know. No big deal. New game? Old game? I don't know. How about new game? Sure. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Ugh, that girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Yeah, I just love you know, I just wish her name was a bit easier to pronounce. Oh well. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. It just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this. But starting around high school, we would oversleep more and more frequently. And I would get tired of waiting up. She would oversleep, not me, not we. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. Oh! It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friends walking to school together, or friend groups. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Always. Never ever knew anyone named I always tell myself it's about time I need some girls or something like that. Oh yeah, some girls. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Oh yeah, anime. That's my favorite. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Yeah, come on, man, some girls make you feel good, unless they make you feel bad, which they can often do. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. What about the chess club? There's always a chess club, unless it's my school, which doesn't have a chess club. Oh well. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Eli? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah it has. Not really. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me is so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah! To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity, and how to prepare for the events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull, like not Yuri's knives. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Hey, that's Natsuki. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica just say she? Ooh, a she that likes manga? That's what I like to see. Hey, Eli. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could go do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Oh yeah, how could I refuse anything like that? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Eli. You know that? It's nothing, really. I mean, how am I sweet? You didn't taste me or nothing. Hee but tish. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Stop it. I'm not that important. It was you flirting with me. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile for a cupcake. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. What? That was kind of creepy. Guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Eli. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Especially this one. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Eli in the classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Eli? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow in this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before sitting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a cup of hot tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Eli, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I really don't have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up, that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not peeping. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Hee hee hee. Ah ha ha ha. I didn't expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give me that back! Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Sorry about that. That was a big word for me. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable about enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree with us as well, Eli? Hold on. There's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Eh? Girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Eli. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. If we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting anyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Eli? Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Eli, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Eli, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, yeah. And of course, Monica. Well, will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Well, my dudes! Oh, okay. Let's do this first. A dream. I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere. And there was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So the laughing was not part of the dream. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who the person was, and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. It was Monica! Okay, my boys, with that, I will conclude this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Hope you enjoyed, and remember to, watch the next episode. Hopefully it'll be coming out soon. And, you know, if you don't like Doki Doki Literature Club, when I'm done with this series, I'll start a new series of another popular game now. But it's not that popular anymore. I kind of missed it like I did Doki Doki Literature Club. But oh well! So yeah, we'll do that. And check out my Twitter at Eli39YT, because the old Twitter got deleted. Not by me, but by Twitter, because they're mean and dumb. They can't do math. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Blah blah.